I need you to find me a king. Oh, wait, I meant to say a queen. Which 3 words did I emphasize? Queen. Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen's design seems to draw inspiration from a lot of animals. A rhino, a rabbit, and a porcupine. On paper, I couldn't really imagine that combination working well. However, one look at Nidoqueen completely changes my mind. All of her features, the horns, the rabbit ears, even her tail, all look so good on her. You know what else is good on her? Her battling skills. Her base stat total is 505, which is great, and for the most part, her stats are well balanced. Not counting her special attack and speed, she can work pretty much any way you want her to. Now for her ability possibilities! She can have Poison Point, Rivalry, or Sheer Force. Rivalry is a gamble, and Sheer Force is good, but my favorite one here is Poison Point. Now for her move pool, it's big and very diverse, but it's not quite enough for weakness coverage. She can cover all of them, at the cost of stab attacks. She can use Shadow Claw for Psychic, Grass Hidden Power for Water and Ground, and as for Ice, she's got a lot of options for that. And in the anime, Gary has a Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is one cool-looking, powerful lady, wouldn't you agree? And with that, she easily earned herself 40th place. All hail the Queen. I need you to find me a queen. Oh, wait, I meant to say a king. Which 3 words did I... Oh, fine. Number 39 is Nieto King. Honestly, I find Nidoqueen and Nieto King so similar they're only one spot apart, but I like Nieto King just a little bit better, only because, in my opinion, he looks a bit cooler. His horns and rabbit ears look cooler, and Nidoqueen's bikini doesn't look quite as cool as Nieto King's stomach. So yeah, Nieto King just barely surpasses Nidoqueen. Alright, enough comparison. Like Nidoqueen, Nieto King is based on a rabbit, a rhino, and a porcupine, with several cool looking features. Essentially, they're the same as Nidoqueen's, so I don't see the point in discussing them again. So let's move into battling skills. Like Nidoqueen, again, Nieto King's BST is a high 505, and his stats are also pretty well balanced. Although while Nidoqueen is more defensive, Nieto King is more offensive. Only slightly though. Nieto King's abilities are all the same as Nidoqueen's, so again, I find Poison Point the best one. Like Nidoqueen once again, his move pool is big and very diverse, but it's still not enough for weakness coverage. But for said weaknesses, he's got the same options as Nidoqueen once again. So yeah, Nidoqueen and Nieto King are very similar, but I prefer Nieto King because he looks a little bit cooler. But the point is, with his cool design and strong battling skills, he earns 39th place, no contest. Long live the king. Yawn. Take the W out of that word, then add the word Mega at the end, and you've got number 38. That's right, it's Yanmega. Before Gen 4, I didn't like Yanma that much. Its design and battling skills weren't that impressive. However, come Gen 4, it was blessed with this awesome evolution, in terms of both battling and especially design. Yanmega is a huge dragonfly, with 6 wings, 6 insect appendages, and just look at those eyes. They're so cool looking. Yanmega is one of, if not the coolest looking bug-type Pokemon there is. But Yanmega's design isn't the only awesome thing about it. Its BST is 515, which is great, and it boasts high special attack and speed, with pretty good HP and defense, so it's a special sweeper. Yanmega, for abilities, can have Speed Boost, Tinted Lens, or Frisk. I find Frisk ultimately useless, and Tinted Lens is good, but I find it rather inferior to Speed Boost, since that one can make it an even better sweeper. Yanmega's move pool is kinda big and diverse, even enough for type coverage. Ancient Power can cover ice and flying, and Ground Hidden Power will cover everything else. In the anime, Jesse owns a Yanmega. Mega Sorry you had to hear that. Yanmega is both a battling monster and a design monster, and a literal monster. Get it? Pocket monsters? So I'd say it easily earns number 38. Like Kingdra, number 37 is a sea dragon. It's also covered in algae. Yes, it is Dragalge. Again, Dragalge is a leafy sea dragon, and Actually, that's about it, but it just looks so awesome because I don't really know why, it just does. I said earlier that I like sea dragons, so of course I'm gonna like Dragalge. Do I really need to explain why? Anyway, let's proceed to battling skills. Dragalge's BST is 494, which is good, and it has high special stats with good defense as well. So, special tank? Now on to abilities. Dragalge can have Poison Point, Poison Touch, and Adaptability. While they are all good, Poison Touch would work better if Dragalge had a better attack stat, and Adaptability, in my opinion, is inferior to Poison Point. But hey, it's always your pick. I'm only letting you know what I think is best. On to Dragalge's move pool. It's pretty small, but quite diverse nevertheless. But despite that, Dragalge's not good with type coverage. None of its weaknesses are weak to the same type, so you'll have to pick one to leave out. But after you do, Dragon will cover itself, as always, and it can use Shadow Ball for Psychic, Scald for Ground, and Focus Blast for Ice. So Dragalge is a good battler and has a very epic design. So I'd say that's enough for it to earn 37th place. Sorry, I couldn't think of any hints for number 36. It's Chandelure. Chandelure is a sentient chandelier with purple fire emitting from its head and black arms. However, despite this, Chandelure doesn't burn opponents physically. It burns their spirits. Isn't that just so cool? Sorry, just wanted to point out that trivia. Chandelure's also got some cool features, like the black arms and purple fire, again, and those yellow eyes. Sorry, I'm all out of design stuff to say, so let's proceed to battling skills. Chandelure's BST is a high 520, and look at that massive special attack stat. Complementing this, it's also got high defenses and decent speed, so maybe a special tank or sweeper. Abilities: Chandelure has access to Flash Fire, Flame Body, and Infiltrator. Again, I can never find use for Flash Fire, and Infiltrator is useful in uncommon situations, so I'd always go with Flame Body. Onto its move pool, it's pretty big and diverse, and yes, it's enough for weakness coverage. Ghost will cover itself! And it can use Fighting Hidden Power for Dark, and Energy Ball for everything else. And one more thing to mention, Chandelure made it into Pokémon Tournament. How awesome is that? Isn't it obvious? Chandelure is a great battler and has a very awesome design, so 36th place is lured to it like nobody's business. Number 35 is a starter from Unova. It's also based upon royalty. Starter, Unova, royalty, Serperior. Serperior is a huge vine snake and a king. Or queen, if female, I guess. Overall, Serperior's design is very elegant, with some nice features, like its leaf scarf, small leaf arms, body patterns, tail, and even eyes. I also really love snakes, which certainly helps. Now for Serperior's battling skills, its BST is 528, which is great. Rhyming! And it has high speed and defenses, which is quite a rare combination, and makes Serperior unique in this aspect. Now on to abilities, it can have Overgrow or Contrary. They are both good, but I'd have to go with Contrary. That plus Leaf Storm? Yes, please. Now for Serperior's move pool, it's pretty big and diverse, but sadly not quite enough for type coverage. It can use Rock Hidden Power for everything but Poison, which it's got nothing on, but it's just one type, so it's not a huge deal. In the anime, Ash has a Snivy, which he never evolved, but Ash's Snivy is one of my favorite anime Pokemon, since she's such a badass. So I'm actually glad he didn't evolve her. Yes, I know Trip has a Serperior, but honestly, I could never like a Pokemon who plays as dirty as him, no matter how much I would normally like it. All the thing does is dodge, dodge, dodge. I mean, who does that? But no matter what, Serperior has a very elegant and even badass design, along with epic battling skills, so that's the main reason why I give it 35th place. Number 34 is a Fire-type starter from Hoenn. Yes, Blaziken. Man, that was a big hint. Anyway, Blaziken is a chicken, but it sure as hell doesn't look or act like one. Blaziken just looks way too cool. The wrist flames, and its great lower body strength. which makes it stand out from most other fighting types. Sorry, that's all I got for design, so it's time for battling skills. 530 is a very high BST to have, and Blaziken has great offenses with pretty good speed and subpar defenses. For abilities, it can have Blaze or Speed Boost. They're both good, but I'd go with Speed Boost because, again, better sweeper, right? Blaziken's also got a really diverse move pool, which also slightly aids in type coverage. I say slightly because fire and fighting types have 4 weaknesses. However, Blaziken can only cover 3 of them, so it's up to you to pick which one to tough out. We are finished! After we discuss Blaziken's Mega, it gets a small defensive boost, but a huge offensive one. Just look at all that offense and speed. With it, it makes for a great mixed sweeper. It also has Speed Boost as an ability, which aids in this process. But there is one thing about Mega Blaziken that I'm not too crazy about, and that would be its design. It is cool, but I prefer regular Blazikens just a little. Now let's move on to the anime. May has a Blaziken, which she evolved in the second last episode of the Hoenn Saga. Rage! But disregarding that, Blaziken has the whole package. An awesome design, awesome battling skills, and an awesome Mega, and all that easily wins it 34th place. Blaziken is no chicken, I assure you that. Let me tell you a tale of tales, a tailrific. Fine, number 33 is Ninetales. Ninetales is a cream-colored fox with a lot of tails. I wonder how many. How many tails does Ninetales have? Such a mystery. Anyway, overall, Ninetales just looks elegant. Sorry, it's already time for battling skills. Ninetales BST comes in at a high 505, with high special defense and speed, with the rest being fairly balanced, so Ninetales is pretty versatile. For abilities, it has access to Flash Fire and Drought. Again, I never use Flash Fire, so my choice would always be Drought. Ninetales' move pool isn't incredibly big or diverse, but again, all pure fire types need for weakness coverage is a grass type move, and Ninetales can use either Energy Ball or Solar Beam, the latter of which I recommend if you ended up choosing Drought for an ability. Looks like we're done. Not! Let's now look at Alolan Ninetales. Just look at this thing. It's essentially an ice version of Ninetales. But it doesn't look any more or less elegant than regular Ninetales. It's just an ice alternative. But don't get me wrong, it's still very elegant. Now for its battling skills, it suffers a small attack nerf for a small speed boost. I'm happy with this, since no Ninetales of mine would ever use physical attacks anyway. Alolan Ninetales' abilities are Snow Cloak and Snow Warning. They both work well, so I'll let you pick which one is best. Its move pool isn't really better or worse than regular Ninetales, but it's still good with weakness coverage, since Ground Hit and Power will cover all of them. In the anime, Lily had an egg, which hatched into an Alolan Vulpix. So, yeah, really hoping she evolves it. Both normal and Alolan Ninetales have very elegant designs and potent battling skills, and that's why I give it 33rd place, no contest. In Generation 1, my favorite electric type was Electabuzz. Sorry, Pikachu. It looked pretty cool, with its tail, antenna, body patterns, etc. And it was even pretty good in battle. But despite that, I always thought it deserved an evolution. And what do you know? 3 generations later, my prayers had been answered. Gen 4 gave us none other than number 32, Electivire. Electivire's a boss. I mean, look at those antenna, body patterns, and tail again. But each of those things looks so much cooler on Electivire. I mean, the tails are 2 freaking wires. That's so awesome. In a nutshell, Electivire's design is extremely epic, but also epic are its battling skills. Its BST is 540, which is really high, and it sports high offenses and speed, and decent special defense. But since its attack is superior, it's a physical sweeper at best. Electivire can have either Motor Drive or Vital Spirit for abilities, and for me, Motor Drive is the electric equivalent of Flash Fire, so I'd always go for Vital Spirit. Now for its move pool, it's both big and diverse, but like pure fire types, pure electric types only need 1 move for weakness coverage, and for Electivire, that's Ice Punch. In the anime, Gary and Paul each have an Electivire, but Paul's is much more prominent. And strong, not to mention. Electivire looks very epic and does very well in battle, so it's definitely earned its spot of 32nd place. think metal's gross? If so, you may or may not like number 31 because it's, yes, Metagross. Metagross is a combination of a robot, a UFO, a supercomputer, and a spider. Extremely epic! In Metagross's case, all of these awesome origins come together to make an epic Pokemon design. Metagross also has some really cool features, like its legs, claws, red eyes, and the X on its face. Once again, extremely epic! Now for battling skills, Metagross is a pseudo-legendary, so its BST is 600, which is extremely high, and it has high physical stats with good special ones as well, and decent HP, so it makes for a good physical tank, with good special stats to complement it. Metagross's abilities are Clear Body and Light Metal. Light Metal's a gamble, so my choice is Clear Body. Metagross's move pool is both big and diverse, but it's not enough for type coverage. After choosing one to leave out, Metagross can use Water Head and Power for Ground and Fire, Shadow Ball for Ghost, and Hammer Arm for Dark. Yes, I know that before Gen 6 this wasn't an issue, since back then, the Steel type resisted Ghost and Dark. However, in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Game Freak took notice of this, and made up for the nerf by giving it a fearsome Mega Evolution. Mega Metagross, say that 5 times fast, gets small boosts to all stats except HP, so it can do what it normally does, but better. It also gets a new ability, Tough Claws. This makes it hit much harder when using physical attacks. And as for its design, the arms, claws, and X look much cooler, but I kinda dislike how it no longer looks like a spider, so it looks cooler, just not a lot. Metagross has an extremely epic design, extremely epic battling skills, and an extremely epic Mega Evolution, so 31st place fits it extremely epic. Lee.